In 2022, something strange happened. A major disaster was stopped, but not by a human, a robot, or even a warning system. It was stopped by a digital twin, a virtual copy of the city, running in secret, predicting the danger before it hit. Right now, your world, your buildings, roads, even your heartbeat might already be mirrored in a virtual space. You just can't see it, but it sees you. Skyscrapers blink in sync, traffic lights change based on prediction, factories fix problems before they happen. Hospitals track patients in digital form. Cities test policy changes in simulations before rolling them out in real life. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how these virtual replicas are already making decisions, saving lives, and maybe changing what's real. Because what if your city had a secret double, and that double had the power to control the original? Some of these twins are heroes. One stopped a blackout that could have collapsed a nation's power grid. But others? They've been used to track, influence, and even hide decisions from the public. One twin saved 1 million lives. Another manipulated a government system, and no one noticed until it was too late. So the real question is this: which twin are we living in right now? In simple terms, a digital twin is a virtual copy of something in the real world. It's not a picture. It's a live model that mimics how the real thing works. This model gets data in real time and can predict, test, and control events before they happen. This tech isn't just clever, it's protective. Imagine a hospital tracking your organ health through a digital version of your body, or a city that runs emergency drills in cyberspace before a real crisis. These twins learn fast and act fast. Some of the world's biggest names, Siemens, GE, even NASA, use digital twins to monitor bridges, power plants, spacecraft, and more. Every sensor on a real object feeds its twin. If something is about to go wrong, the twin knows first. Imagine your city's traffic, water, and electricity all mirrored in a digital world. Before a pipe bursts, the twin tests repairs. Before a highway gets jammed, the twin switches green lights. Everything is practiced on the digital copy first, then the real city benefits. Not all twins exist to help. Some are built to test control systems, who gets power, which roads open, or which cameras monitor you. Which leads to a hard question. Who owns your city's twin? Is it managed by engineers and safety experts, or by private firms and hidden controllers? And when that twin is simulating lives, your everyday decisions, what simulations include you right now? Because what's mirrored in digital space may already shape the world you live in. Inside advanced hospitals, there are machines running virtual versions of human bodies. Not sci-fi, real science. Surgeons test treatments on a digital twin of your heart before ever touching it. These twins beat, breathe, and fail, so the real version doesn't have to. One case changed everything. A child's digital twin showed a tiny weakness in the heart, invisible to scans. Doctors fixed it before it failed. No surgery, no scar, just simulation. Now, giants like IBM and Philips are investing in human twin technology, not to treat illness after it shows up, but to predict it before it starts. Your watch, phone, and fitness tracker already stream your data. Somewhere, a model of you is forming, quietly, and it doesn't stop at bodies. Some governments are now testing behavioral twins, digital versions of how people think, choose, and react. Imagine a program that knows how you'd respond to fear, hunger, or propaganda, because it's trained on your past behavior. If your choices can be modeled, can they also be manipulated? Because a copy of you, running on code, might be easier to steer than the real you. The future of health might be predictive. But the future of control? That's a different story. And that brings us to the next layer of simulation. Cities that think before we do. Some of the world's most advanced smart cities already run on digital shadows. In Singapore, Shanghai, and Dubai, entire cities are mirrored online, updated live with traffic flow, weather, and even citizen behavior. These digital twins aren't just for show, they protect lives. Before a flood hits, the system reroutes water. Before a heat wave, it powers up cooling centers. Before accidents happen, it adjusts traffic lights and warnings. In Shanghai, the twin watches over 20 million people, analyzing real-time movements and changing city systems to avoid gridlock and chaos. In Dubai, the twin caught a weak point in a water pipeline and fixed it 3 weeks before a major leak could start. There are no clear rules on what these twins are allowed to simulate or who gets to see the data. The same system that saves lives can also be used to monitor or to influence. If your neighborhood is being virtually tested for crowd control, power use, or even voting patterns, what happens when the twin starts making decisions before anything happens in real life? That's the line we're now facing. From smart cities that predict danger to cities that act before the danger even arrives. What happens when a digital twin doesn't just predict, but decides for you? In 2022, during rising civil unrest, a capital city activated something no one knew existed, a secret digital twin of its population. Leaked documents show that officials ran a full-scale simulation of the city, testing how people might act, where protests would grow, and how to stop them. In real time, the model suggested changes to police routes, traffic light patterns, and energy grids to keep large groups from forming. Thousands of small actions, none illegal, none obvious, were guided by the twin. Most chilling? It worked. The protests never happened. Streets stayed calm. The world never noticed. Later, whistleblowers claimed the model may have influenced voter behavior and even changed the political outcome. But by then, there was no trace. The story was never published. The simulation deleted. Think about that. Your online posts, your location data, your mood, all quietly modeled. Not just to predict you, but to change what you were going to do. Now the question isn't, did it happen? We know it did. The real question is, who decides when it happens again? The system still exists. More advanced now, smarter, quieter. And if one city-wide simulation could reshape a moment in history, what happens when every city has one? Could you live your whole life in a city under control and never know it? In late 2023, a government-backed digital twin quietly went live in a mid-sized city. On the surface, life felt normal. But underground, the system was watching, not just what people did, but what they might do next. The twin ran predictive simulations using location data, shopping habits, search history, and social media. It didn't wait for trouble. It looked for signs of it, weeks in advance. Citizens never knew. But their routes to work were shifted, their events quietly canceled. Traffic delays weren't random. They were intentional nudges, guided by algorithms trained to reduce group gatherings and lower public tension. An insider report confirmed it. The city's twin created threat maps using behavior clusters. Anyone likely to protest or organize could be rerouted or isolated without a single warning or arrest. It worked. No uprisings, no headlines, no clue. This was the first time a digital twin wasn't used for safety, but for social control. And the system? It was never turned off. Now, everywhere you go, every ping, every delay could be part of a simulation you never agreed to. So ask yourself, is this still your city, or just its digital shadow shaping your life? Digital twins aren't just tools, they're deciding for us, quietly, constantly. The twin doesn't just mirror reality, it can rewrite it. With no rules, even the most helpful simulation becomes a weapon in disguise. Right now, your city, your body, your choices might be reacting to signals you'll never see, coming from a replica world built in secret. That disaster in 2022, avoided by a twin? The next one? It might be designed by one. If a twin can shape your future, your freedom, even your thoughts, who's really in charge? And more importantly, can we turn it off? We built shadows of the world so perfect, they've started to shape the real one. This isn't sci-fi, it's code, sensors, and systems already running. Subscribe now for the tech stories shaping your life behind the glass. What would you trust to a twin, and what must stay human?